All together. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Dhamma Hare Dhamma Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskatya Deshatarane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, by presenting this Damodar Leela, I intend to share with you this beautiful pastime, which is one of particular importance to us. Every year, for 1 month, we regularly recite the Damodar Astakam and meditate on two most extraordinary aspects of this Leela. The first one is how the Supreme Absolute Personality of Godhead, who is the owner and the controller of everything, can misbehave. And then, due to punishment, run in fear of a woman, his mother. And the second is how some offensive and very fallen individuals who receive a curse from a saint can rise to the highest level of devotion. So when preparing this text, I was conscious also how through repetition, the mind can believe that it is so familiar with the content and information that we already understand everything about that subject. This is one challenge that we, as older devotees, actually face, particularly in regards to transcendental subject matter. In other words, we approach sometimes these pastimes as if they were kind of pleasant, cute stories, which we already know quite well. But transcendental sound warrants a different approach. Whenever we listen to this beautiful Leela, it demands our attention in a different way. It begs us to become submissive, and our prayer should be that somehow, we can perceive this subject matter by allowing it to enter into the realm of open-hearted hearing. To achieve this blessing, we must first recognize our incredible good fortune to be here under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada, and also during this time we're sharing together by the side of Giriraj. And then try to find within ourselves a desire for deepening our inner lives. This is achieved by considering our hearing of this pastime as a service, and rather than something simply meant for our pleasure. Great rewards will then follow. By the grace of Giriraj, we may receive something inestimably valuable simply by sitting here and hearing about this wonderful exchange of love. So Krishna's mother is named Yashoda, and Yashoda means she who gives fame. Krishna's mother, Yashoda, is she who gives fame to Krishna by showing just how much he is controlled by the love of his mother. So this beautiful Damodar Leela, it takes place in Gokul, where Nanda Maharaj and his whole family have been residing since before Krishna's birth. Nanda's residence is situated in the center of the village, and all his 4 brothers and their families live nearby. The river Jamuna, with its dark, cooling, deep waters, flows beside the village. Nanda Maharaj's dwelling place consists of a very large central courtyard compound, which is surrounded on all 4 sides by buildings. To the south, there are the separate residences of both Yasodamai and Krishna, and that of his father. To the north is Rohini Devi's quarters, where she resides along with Krishna's elder brother Balaram. To the west are the many spacious storehouses and granaries, as well as the rooms where they store ghee in large clay pots hanging from the ceiling by ropes. And to the eastern side of the compound is Nanda Maharaja's temple of Lord Narayan, wherein in his glorious four-armed form, the Lord is worshipped daily by many qualified brahmanas. And here in the southwest corner of the compound is the kitchen, with passages leading to the inner courtyard, to the storerooms, and also to Yashoda Mai's room. There is an elongated veranda that connects all these rooms. In the southeast, there is a well-kept pathway that connects Nanda Maharaja's compound to the village. And there, standing in front of his residence, stand two tremendous trees, tall and strong, growing together as if they were joined at the base. Their mighty trunks form a kind of V shape. And these two powerful trees are the distinctive marking of the residence of the king of Braja's compound. And they can be seen from a great distance. This mighty pair of trees are known as the Jamal Arjun trees, and they have been worshipped by Gokul's residents for a very long time, because they are considered divine. Everyone in Gokul dearly loves Krishna and Balaram, who manifest the characteristics of young children about 2.5 to 3 years old. And for everyone, Krishna is their life, their joy, and their very existence. The rainy season is now over, and it is a few days before the new moon, late in the month of Kartik. Today, everyone is extremely busy. They're preparing for the grand festival to worship King Indradev, the Lord of the heavens. All the ladies who would generally find plenty of time to visit Yashoda and have a little chat are now very busy in their own homes, preparing for the upcoming festivities. And hence, in spite of their great yearning, they are unable to let their ears and their hearts rejoice upon hearing and sharing the amusing, mischievous, playful activities of Yashoda's exuberant son. Today also, Rohini Devi, along with Balaram, mounted a cart and accompanied by Nanda Maharaj, they have gone to visit Nanda's elder brother Upananda and his family who live nearby. Yashoda Mai has many numerous, very capable maidservants of different ages who are always ready to render any service whatsoever. As the first rays of the dawning sun light up the sky, they hurry to her residence to take care of all kinds of hard labor, such as boiling the milk, churning the butter, and filling large, heavy pots with ghee. It is their joy to relieve her of all household duties so that she can devote her time exclusively to her young son. For his sake, they serve untiringly. Today, however, Yashoda has a plan. Many times in the past, she heard complaints from the elderly Gopis of Gokul about her young boy and his mischief. In fact, almost every day they come in a group and they complain. Yashoda lovingly argues with them and defends her boy whilst simultaneously tasting the sweetness of their words and yearning to hear more about his naughtiness. The ladies come and complain. Your boy is always so mischievous. She replies, oh, critical ladies, what has he done? They say, he is the guru of all thieves. She replies, that is not true. It is simply a lie. They say, he steals all our sweets and eats them. She says, foolish women, why do you leave them in plain sight? He stands on a chair or some other object so he can reach our milk pots. Then keep your milk pots up very, very high so he cannot reach them. When we put our milk pots up high, he still finds a way to get hold of them. Oh, noble lady, how can he be so clever? And if he cannot reach a pot, he breaks a hole in it. That is his way of telling you that the pot is impure. He knows all my hiding places. Your dark closets don't frighten him? My closet is useless. The effulgence from his body lights up the darkness. Then I shall anoint his body with dark cosmetics. You watch as I do so. The effulgence of his jewels has made the darkness insignificant. What child can remain without ornaments? He also feeds our butter to the monkeys. How much do you think he can eat by himself? He goes to our babies and makes them cry. It is not true. He is always very respectful to the good ladies of Braj. He's very naughty, but also very intelligent. I say it is not possible. He is only a baby. And now look, he's standing here before you like an innocent child. He is struck with wonder at the flood of your words. Again and again, the Gopis would complain in this way. Yet they saw that Yashoda Mai remained firmly convinced of her son's innocence. Krishna had long ago stolen his mother's heart. Gazing at his beautiful face and his restlessly moving eyes, she smiled. Then the elderly gopis say, if your son performs any more of these saintly activities, we will come to your house at once. And Yashoda replies, yes, very good. You bring auspiciousness to my home. The ladies happily leave, saying, although Yashoda remains firmly convinced of her son's innocence, fortunately for us, her little boy will continue again and again in his mischievous activities in our homes. Actually, however, listening to all the gopis' complaints, and after thinking deeply about the matter, Yashoda decided that something must be wrong with the milk products in her own home. And this is the reason why her small son is so restless. And thus she has a plan. Absorbed in thought of how amongst countless cows, there are around 7 or 8 who are as rare as a horse with one black ear, and who, from eating the most fragrant grasses, give the most tasty and fragrant milk, which could be relished by her son. She has decided that today she will personally take charge of all the savor of preparation of her boy's butter, milk, and other edibles. And that they would be so tasty that he would not go to the other ladies' houses and steal. She decided that she would churn the best yogurt from amongst countless samples that she had prepared with her own hands. And thus, today, with sweet but firm words, she has dismissed her maidservants, sending them to perform other important duties. She has made it very clear that they should not help with even the heavy work of churning. She wants to exert herself to the utmost and exclusively take care of this service. Thus, by the arrangement of Krishna's Leela Shakti, today only Yashoda and her son are alone in the house. She tiptoes softly into the room where Krishna is sleeping on a shimmering white cloud-like bed. His body shines like the first sunlit cloud in the rainy season, or like a blue pearl whose brilliance radiates in all directions. His soft lotus eyes have not yet opened. Breathing gently, he's still asleep. Yashoda fondles him lovingly, and then she carefully moves him towards the middle of the bed so that he may not fall onto the floor should he awake suddenly. And now, without concern, she can begin her day. She ties her cloth in preparation for the morning household chores. Her first activity is to churn a big pot full of soured milk ready to turn into yogurt. Stepping out on the veranda, she begins the churning whilst simultaneously keeping a careful eye on her sleeping child. She does not want him to, she would like him to sleep a little longer today to recover from the exhaustion caused by his own mischief. From here she can watch him quite clearly as she sets the heavy rod into the large churning pot, and with a rotating movement she begins to churn. And while churning, she sings to herself about Krishna's playful activities. Formerly, if one wanted to remember something constantly, it was the custom to transform it into poetry or have this done by a professional poet. And all the ladies in Gokul used to sing songs that appeared spontaneously in their hearts and their minds and flowed out their mouths as they remembered the playful activities of Yashoda's son. She never wants to forget him for even 1 second. And thus while churning, she sang. She sang, O Tilak of the family of Nanda, since we have done hundreds of pious deeds, you are now living here with us in Braj. You give us the greatest pleasure, seeing you, our eyes become joyful. You gave us bliss by the act of killing Putana, and you crawl around in our beautiful courtyard. You show the greatest skill in dancing and playing, and you appear most attractive, holding onto the calves' tails. Oh Krishna, oh dear lotus-eyed child, stay in this house forever. Be by our worship of the Lord may your body remain without illness, old age, or death. Dressed in a saffron yellow sari, with a belt tied around her full hips, Yashoda Mai pulled the churning rope. The radiant gems and tinkling bells on her belt further increased its elegance. The necklace on her raised breasts swung back and forth with the movement of her blouse, and the shining effulgence emanating from her jeweled earrings appeared like a constant flow of nectar. Bathed in the sweet mellow of maternal affection, Yashoda's neck and shoulders looked exceedingly beautiful as she rhythmically pulled the ropes back and forth, back and forth. The jingling of her emerald-studded bangles resounded like the bells on the feet of a dancer. The face, with its beautiful eyebrows, was wet with perspiration, and the malati flowers in her hair were falling down. As Yashoda's hair loosened from exertion, it looked like the open tail feathers of a jubilant peacock. With her hair braid untied, the jewels and the flowers and the peacock feathers decorating it falling to the ground, Yashoda's delicate body looked delightful. The sweetness of this scene defeated the beauty of seeing a swarm of intoxicated bees buzzing around a beautiful blue lotus flower. A loud sound resembling the roaring of the ocean rose out from the wide mouth of Yashoda's butter pot, and drops of yogurt spilled out of the pot were falling on the golden border of Yashoda's sari and made it look even more attractive. As she passed the time remembering Krishna, she recalled the enchanting look in her son's eyes whenever he was caught stealing butter. At that time, he would proudly say to his mother, "Mother, you should know that I am very expert in the art of stealing." Yashoda is churning for him who through his nature churns and excites both the hearts and the minds of anyone who sees or hears about him. Little Krishna is already awake. For a long time, he has been watching her from a distance. He knows that it is her joy to exert herself for his sake, and he does not want to deprive her of that joy. Yet, is she exerting herself too much? The flowers have fallen from her hair, her braid has loosened, and perspiration glistens on her cheeks. In her untiring motherly love, she is willing to endure any hardship. Then, hearing the sound of her churning and pretending to cry a little, he pulls himself off the bed and, breathing very heavily and gently weeping and stumbling, he runs on faltering feet to his mother. Still half asleep and short of breath, he rubs his eyes with his little hands and he stands before her as if weakened by hunger, letting out a long sigh. He says, "Mother, Mother, Mother." Filled with childhood charm and plaintive words and a small boy's love, Krishna grasped the churning rod and shook it, stopping its movement with soft words of affection. "Ma, give me milk, give me milk, let me drink your breast. Ma, now, now, don't make me sad, or I will smash all your pots to pieces." Yashoda smiles and looks at her young son. He's so hungry, and she's absorbed in the service of churning butter for him. But that is not enough to satisfy him. He wants her to stop churning butter immediately and feed him. He has come to her, and so she must give him what he wants. She must serve him as he wishes. With his little feet, he stomps on the ground. The tiny bangles around his delicate ankles and his wrists tinkle. He looks sleepy and hungry. He's so thin, and his soft black curling hair hangs delicately around his beautiful face. The sight of her boy and his sweet, broken words charms Yashoda. She lets the churning rod rest, and she picks him up and takes him on her lap to offer him her overflowing breast. It's wonderful, she reflects, that with his little hands he can check the rotating churning rod in its revolving movement. And it's so charming when he can threaten to smash the clay pots to bits. Yashoda is under the spell of Krishna's charming loveliness. But then, suddenly, from a distance, she catches sight of the milk in the kitchen, his milk, which is just about to boil up and over into the fire. That special milk for him will be spoiled. Despite the fact that he is drinking her coveted milk from her breast, she must now set him aside just for a moment and run to save the milk. Yashoda says, "My little calf, have patience. Just for one little moment, I must go and take care of the milk. You sit here and protect the yogurt pot, and I will return immediately after taking care of the milk." And saying this, she hastened away, leaving a very disappointed little boy behind. His hunger unfulfilled. Krishna became very upset. He bit his trembling lips and tears started pouring from his eyes. Left in this way, not even partly satisfied, he became very angry. And now we will leave this little boy for tonight. And tomorrow we will discover what his anger will prompt him to do. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.